just me, Oos. Day one, just me, Oos. Wait, let me loosen my chair so I can really bop with it. Just me, Oos.
Oh.
Day one is just me, Oos. Day one is just me, Oos. Day one is line them all up, knock down like this.
All right, so I'll start us off with something here because I was doing some research for a video that we do. In case you're unaware, we do social media exclusive videos. Mondays, we take a look into the wrestling career of various different wrestlers. By the time you're watching this, we just did one on AJ Styles yesterday. So you got to make sure to follow us on all of our social media for that. On Saturdays, we define wrestling terms that you may not know what they mean. This Saturday, we're going to be doing the term over. So if you want to know what over means in wrestling, you got to make sure to follow us. And on Sundays, we name wrestling moves that you see on TV in case you see a super sick move and you're like, what the heck was that called? And no one really says it on TV. We got you covered. So I was doing some research for the wrestling move, and I stumbled across, I think it was like an old Cultaholic post, but they basically said that Abraham Lincoln invented the chokeslam. And so the story goes, again, there's not that much source to the actual article, but the story goes that way back when Abraham Lincoln was like fairly young,
A professional wrestler.
he was working at what would be like a convenience store today, and one like a strong man or whatever back in the day came in and like tried to cause trouble in his shop, and there's just like rumors or stories, I guess, that he just like grabbed him by the throat and just like slammed him down. So that was kind of funny that maybe
That is
Abraham
pretty funny.
Lincoln invented the chokeslam? Question mark. So
I think it probably was.
I mean, he was
That
apparently
sounds it.
he's a giant, but he was also like our height.
Yeah.
So, and we're like 6'3", 6'4" ish. So
He was like a giant for the time.
Man, if we were born during those times,
dude,
we would have been famous. So famous.
We would have been like pro wrestlers like this.
Yeah.
We would have stuck our arms out and just went. That's every pro wrestler from like the 40s. All right. But honestly, before we got into anything, I just wanted to go over real quick, getting back into the trading card game. I was a big baseball card collector at one point, and I still have a bunch of those.
Cool.
And still have a bunch of baseball cards, and some of them might be worth something, but I got to figure that out. I don't really know, but
I'll tell you
I'm
what
getting
I have.
back,
I have one sports card. I have a Steph Curry rookie card in my attic.
Ooh,
that I'm
damn.
letting sit.
Yeah, it's probably
that
worth
baby
something.
On ice.
Yeah, so. I got a. What do I got? Nothing crazy, but I am trying to get back into the trading card game via wrestling cards. That's because wrestling is really my main interest. I do like baseball, but I like wrestling a lot more. So I just wanted to first say, if anybody has advice on the trading card game, specifically the wrestling cards, I know there's probably a lot less money in wrestling cards than there are like baseball cards and all that stuff, but I'm more just kind of doing it for fun. So I'm more just, if anybody knows what to be on the lookout for, I guess, when trying to determine what is a valuable wrestling card or a rare one, I guess. But I figured So today I stopped and I got myself a new pack, and I figured I could pop that open on the pod
Hell
with you
yeah.
guys.
Where'd you
And I
get that
did.
from?
I got it from like it's called bar dollar dollar bar discount bargains or some, I don't know, some random place that I just thought was a dollar store. Then I walked into it one day and they had like a whole trading card section. So I was like, oh shit. So I decided to stop back over there today. And I got a bunch of like protective sleeves to put on cards as well. So I figured I'd sleeve up some cards here on the pod as well. Uh, go through what I don't know if I've ever shown these on cam, but I sleeved this guy up. This is my Bray Wyatt.
Nice.
Got the tops Bray Wyatt. This is from when his promo the day after he won the WWE Championship.
Yeah. For those that are
So
listening, he's holding his lantern, and you see all of the fireflies in the background. Super sick.
and then this one I got recently in a pack that's the same kind of pack that I'm gonna open, which is like Tops Chrome Slam Attacks. I don't know, but I picked it because they said there was autograph cards in it, and then I ended up getting one, and that was
Nice.
a Natalia autograph Natty. So
Very nice.
that was pretty cool. Had to sleeve that up, and then I already have some cards that I kind of leave in these packs, even though they're open. So I figured I would go back through them real quick and just sleeve up a few. Looking back over these that I haven't looked at in a while. Definitely should probably sleeve this up. I got the sleeve for it. So we got a Bailey NXT Black and Gold when she was the NXT Women's Champion.
Hell yeah. Shout out Bailey.
So that's yeah, seriously. Shout out Bailey. Finally about to probably get some gold at the end of hopefully Mania this year.
That's
See
right.
what we got. I got Ginny's rookie card, that's Gunther's wife.
Very cool.
Let's see. Zoe Stark.
Gonna have to find a Gunther rookie card.
Yeah, seriously. I guess for this I'll sleeve up this one. Elektra Lopez rookie card.
Nice.
I don't know. She's pretty active and I could see her doing something.
She just got called up to the main roster not too long ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I got her rookie. So might as well sleeve up that bad boy. I bought like 25 sleeves or whatever. So if you want some, Mark, feel free.
Word. Yeah, because you got us both packs a couple of times, and I forget which ones we pulled. We had a pack of WCW ones that were pretty sick. But I think I
have
had like
those
a rookie
still.
solo Sokoa card, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
I think
hell
that's who
yeah.
it was.
Sleeve that baby up.
Dude, I was at
put these guys to the side.
if you're familiar with South Jersey where we live, I went to Collingswood on like one of their main strips, and I hit up this store called Time Lapse. And it was just kind of like a cool like toys store, and they had a bunch of cool like VHSs and toys, and they had a bunch of wrestling magazines. I didn't pick up any, which I kind of regretted, but they'll still be there. But they had wrestling cards from like packs of cards from like the 80s, but it was like $25, and they came with like 8 cards, a sticker, and like a stick of bubble gum. But I really wanted them, but I did not feel like spending $25 on a pack.
Yeah, I'm going through my WCW cards. What do we got? This was 91, 92. So I got a Ric Flair here that I just sleeved up. Sleeve up this Sting.
Gotta sleeve up the Sting retirement match coming up.
Sleeve up this Arn Anderson.
Hell yeah. Yeah, those WCW cards are sick.
Yeah, I got some more in here. I could probably.
You know where they've got packs of cards?
Where's
Barnes
that?
Noble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got them behind the counter. They got some NXT and WWE ones.
I mean, there's a lot here, man. I got 2 more Ric Flairs. Steiner Brothers, Luger, Flying Brian, Doom, Missy Hyatt, Southern Boys, and Sid Vicious. But looks like, yeah, I got one sleeve left right here. There's more upstairs, but don't feel like getting those. And I'm going to keep that because we're about to open this bad boy
Let's do it.
and hopefully get a little bit of a auto or something.
Comment. Let us know in the comments what's like the proper way to open up packs of cards, because I know there's
Yeah.
like you do it away and then you also like do something for like good luck. So let us know the proper techniques so we can get all the luck that we need to pull some fire cards.
All right, let's see.
How many cards came in a pack?
Only 4.
Okay. High stakes.
So
No time to mess
we
around.
got Tyler Bate.
Very nice.
Yeah, so these are like weird. These confuse me because I think these might be for like a trading card game or
Okay.
something.
Was this the
Because
pack
they-
that comes with the signed card?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So we'll get a
because they
signed
got.
card.
Hopefully, it came with one last time.
Oh, so it doesn't
Um,
guarantee a signed card, but it's just you may get a signed card.
Yeah, I don't think it's guaranteed.
Gotcha.
Ember Moon. That's what I mean. Like
Nice.
these are confusing because they got like little like rankings over here.
Yeah.
Like
These do not look like ordinary cards.
no, that's what I'm
Um,
saying. They look like
Not
they're
quite
for like
sure
a
even how to
game.
explain it. If you're listening, you're gonna have to head over to our YouTube channel.
All right.
Tyler Bate, Ember Moon.
Damn, no autographs. Last 2 cards were. This one might be cooler. This one might be cool. I don't know. Charlotte Icons.
Okay. We got a
That's kinda
92.
cool.
Yeah.
And then Candice LeRae.
Nice.
These are cool looking cards, at least.
Yeah, no, they look super sick.
But damn, no autograph.
be-
That kind of sucks.
Can't all be winners. Not very
Yeah, I get.
climactic, but that's just the
Guess-
way she goes, bud.
Yeah, I guess I'll sleeve up this Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, sleeve up that Charlotte. And I'll tell you what, I know we talked about 2K ratings a little bit last week. We're not going to get too much into it on this episode, but I have to say something about a certain rating because I can't bite my tongue any longer. Now, I was curious to see like what they're like, how they're judging the wrestlers for their ratings and like what they were really doing for that. And so basically they said that they wanted to make wrestler like getting into the 90s like hard. So they didn't want to just hand out wrestlers being rated in the 90s. So that's why like some wrestlers like AJ Styles or Finn Balor aren't in the 90s because they want to make that harder to do. However, they put a guy who's wrestled 10 matches at a 90.
Yeah.
Your logic
so-
doesn't make sense. And you put him at the same damn score as the Ring General Gunther. I mean, what are we doing?
It's not good. It's not a good look. Not
I
good
don't-
at all.
It just, like, it makes no sense. Explain it to me. Somebody explain it to me because it makes no fucking sense. Gunther's held the Intercontinental title for over 600 days. He's held the NXT UK Championship over 800 days. He is just simply a better wrestler than Logan Paul, yet they have the same score. It's not great.
Yeah,
WWE
it's terrible.
2K
I mean,
games. Explain
Gunther and
yourself.
Logan having the same is bad, dude. Like that's really bad.
It's bad. And so there's like obviously some other ratings. It makes sense, I guess, if they're saying that they're not trying to put everyone at a 90 with like other wrestlers with their being a little lower, like we talked about Kevin Owens, our boy Chad Gable's at like an 80. Ouch. But we're not going to get into it too much because
Yeah.
it's WrestleMania season. So
Mhm.
we're going to talk about potential WrestleMania matches because there's a few question marks going around and there's some questions that have been answered. Number one being we're getting Jimmy vs. Jay at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen you talk about it on X, but like I haven't seen anyone say anything about it. But like, do you think people aren't interested in Jimmy versus Jay? Was that like the vibe that was going around?
Definitely not as interested as it seems like they were, as people were at one point. Definitely, like I definitely wouldn't say that there's like a negative reaction by any means. People just don't seem as excited, as I feel like they should be. I don't know. Like they say, people feel like it kind of got put on the back burner, and there wasn't proper time to. I think it's. I mean, I love it, and I think Jimmy versus Jay is gonna be awesome. I think. Um,
It's gonna
Listen, man.
cook,
All I
dude.
know
It's gonna
is that
cook.
it's gonna cook, dude. Like, listen, if you're in there with your brother, you're hitting him as hard as you possibly can. Like, they're
Yeah.
going to be going after each other,
They're gonna
man.
beat
Like,
the
just
shit out of each other,
yeah,
dude.
it's going and potentially even tribal combat, maybe like a street fight sort of thing.
Maybe.
Something feels like this might be a match that you gotta go past just a singles match. What about you?
Yeah,
What are your thoughts there?
maybe I could see them doing a singles match for the first match, but because I think this could last. Let me see, April, March. I think this could like last until like SummerSlam.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, but I definitely don't think this is going to be a one and done. But I mean, I'm very excited for it. I think they started it a little later than I would have liked, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's yeah, but it's also like all right, so here's my thing with it though. I'm not that mad at it because it's like, what do you really need? What do they really need to do? Like, I don't know. Like,
As long
it.
as they're featured on Raw consistently for the next couple of weeks, then like it'll be fine. Like you're
I'm
kind of
just
like
like,
I was waiting for Jimmy to cost Jay, and then once it was like, all right, he's wrestling for the IC title, then I was like, all right, well then he's probably gonna cost him that, and that's how we're gonna get there. But I don't know. I guess they don't need that much time. I
I guess,
thought they would
I
have.
guess my thought is that if you give it too much time, then it feels very dragged out because it's like, what are we even doing? They're brought like have them fight. You know what I mean? Like it feels
Yeah,
like we're dragging it on too long. So I feel like in this case, just because they're, I don't know, like I feel like there's only so much we can get, like promo wise leading up to this match before we're like, all right, just give us the match. Like we get the story. You're brothers. Like we know you're twin brothers. Jimmy's the older brother. He thinks Jay's trying to be main event Jay Uso, and Jimmy's saying, "Nah, you're not gonna do that without. Think you could do that without me? Nah." Like there you go. That's it.
I
Like
think the
it's the whole
thing
thing.
that also threw me off was they were 1 and 2 at the Rumble, which was awesome. And then we're like, all right, this is like going to be the start of it. And then they weren't involved in each other's eliminations. And then we're kind of like, well, damn, I guess we're not getting that match. So it's like, I thought that's when they were going to
Yeah.
kind of start it. And it's also like, if you have them started earlier, you don't necessarily need them to like do something every single week. But I mean, as long as we're getting it, I'm happy. I think they can really make this a super memorable feud over the next few weeks. The promos are going to be awesome. I'm super excited. Everyone should be super excited for this because this is kind of just like a once in a lifetime thing that they're going to be able to do and that we're going to witness, because a lot of the times you have tag teams that they eventually will split up and turn on each other, and the Usos held out for a very long time. And like, so I'm just very excited for this. You should be excited too. Everyone should be excited for this match because it's going to be awesome, and we're going to be able to see it live at WrestleMania 40, which is the most important thing. We're going to be there.
Just me, Oos. Day one. Just me, Oos. Wait, let me loosen my chair so I can really bop with it. Just me, Oos.
Oh.
Day one is just me, Oos. Day one is just me, Oos. Day one ish. Line them all up, knock down like this. Yeah, man, I can't lie. That shit gets me so hype. Like,
Yeah.
the remix is pretty stupid. Like the just me, oos. Like that's pretty
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, gets me so hyped though.
We can look past it.
Just me, oos. Day one is just me, oos. Day one is just light them all up, knock them down like this.
How so?
Yeah. Let's welcome these fools to the Uso Penitentiary.
What do you think? So this is something that I've been thinking about also for the past couple of months. Is like, how do you think Solo fits into everything? Because we haven't been seeing much of Solo recently. Like he hasn't been on an absolute tear like he was for a very long time. So that's what I'm kind of like. We talked about it a little bit last week with I think he's going to like align with The Rock. But do you think he plays like a factor into Jimmy versus Jay? Maybe he helps Jimmy win the first match at Mania. Like, do you think he plays a factor in this feud at all?
Probably, but I don't really want him to. But
Yeah.
I mean, he is the third brother, so
He's a brother.
so he might want to find his way into the mix there somehow. I don't know. I could definitely see it, but I'm honestly I expect it less for this than I do Solo to have a significant part in the main event of Mania.
Yeah. Agreed. So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about a different wrestler whose path is a little unknown. And I think it's a wrestler who has been doing some great work over the past couple of weeks that I don't think enough people are really talking about. And that's Sami Zayn. He's been cutting a lot of really great promos over the past couple of weeks. They've been doing a new style ever since they fired Kevin Dunn, which the production has been insane. Like, it's kind of crazy how outdated the production felt, and we didn't kind of really realize it until they got rid of him, and then someone with an ounce of creativity came in and was like, let's try some new shots. Let's do this cool tracking shot. Let's do some backstage stuff. Like, so it's definitely a lot better now, but Sami Zayn's been cutting
even the video packages are better.
Yeah.
Like already,
I mean,
it's weird. And they're doing like the pre-match video packages better. Like
everything's kind of just better.
Yeah.
And
yeah, like you said, it makes you kind of realize how that Kevin Dunn was a bit outdated, more than you realized.
Yeah, and that's why one of the things I'm thankful for with them selling to Endeavor is just like, this is one of the results of it. They're going to take more of a sports style approach to everything, as they should. So Sami Zayn's been cutting a lot of great promos, a lot of empty arena stuff, which I really enjoy. And he's basically pretty much just been saying like he's tired of being the underdog. He's not an underdog. He is a championship contender, and he's trying to prove that. And then he obviously suffered the loss to Randy Orton for the Elimination Chamber, so he's still looking for his path to WrestleMania, but he's just keeps like reminding himself that he is a championship contender and that he's going to find a way to WrestleMania. This has been something that we've kind of been talking about behind the scenes about like what's Sami going to do, and it's the biggest like question mark that I think we both kind of have. So like
I think it's definitely the thing that we're having. I would definitely say it's the thing that has us stumped the most on like what exactly do they do with Sami.
It's tough.
The more the time goes on, I mean, he might dethrone Gunther, dude.
He could, because we were talking about potentially Braun
Like,
Breaker,
what?
but he got signed to SmackDown. So it
And
doesn't
it's like,
seem like
what
Braun
is-
Breaker's the guy. But also, like, with that promo, it felt like he was talking about the world title.
No, I agree. I agree. It's just confusing, man. Like,
Is
I
there
just
any
don't know how
chance-
we're gonna get here.
Is there any chance he goes to NXT? Challenges for that title.
Ilya versus Sammy.
That would be a fire match.
Well, if
But I'm not
if
sure.
that's the main event, then we have to go to Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, that's true.
Which would be 5 shows in 4 days. Fucking
Yeah.
crazy. But anyway, yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I think if I had to put my money on something, if I'm being honest, I think my money would probably be on him on the IC title, honestly.
Makes sense. The door's open.
Here, one sec. Dude was trying to eat my lucha mask. Hell no.
Goddamn disrespectful.
He doesn't even know what that means.
Gosh.
What a loser. Anyway, what were we saying? Sammy. Yeah, I guess my money would be. Yeah, my money would be on the IC title at this point, but that, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just throwing shit at the wall right now. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not very confident that is what the move is at all either. Like, I'm not like, I just don't know what else they do.
Yeah,
KO?
That's kind of
like Sammy versus KO again. Maybe they just fucking team them back up and throw them in the tag match. Like, I don't know. Like, what do they do?
I don't. He's got to go after
what does
one
KO
of the
do?
titles. That's kind of the thing. Like, I know he said he's like a championship contender, but that kind of came across like he's like going after one of the main titles. You know?
I hear you. I mean,
that's where, like, if he was like, all right, I'm gonna challenge Gunther and prove, like, it would be sick, but I'd be like, I would be slightly disappointed because I'm just like, dude, I thought you were talking about like a world title. You know what I mean? But like, I also don't know how he fits into the fold unless he squeezes his way into the World Heavyweight Championship match, like you said before. Again, also real quick, we are recording this prior to Elimination Chamber, so we don't know what happened at Elimination Chamber. I'm assuming Drew McIntyre won, and he's going to be facing Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
If not,
also considering,
egg on
I
our
think we
face.
can. Yeah. Well, when this is recorded, what is this, Wednesday? Cody Rhodes has just been pinned for the second time in his return since his return to WWE by the man in question, Drew McIntyre. And I think if all signs were pointing to a McIntyre victory at the Chamber before that, but I would have to say anything but a McIntyre win would be very surprising at the Chamber, especially after he pinned Cody on Monday.
Agreed.
I
can't believe that was the first time, like, or the second time that Cody's been pinned since he came back. That's crazy. Like, I mean, and he wrestles so much. Like, he wrestled over 100 matches last year. So it's crazy to see. And Drew's been on an absolute tear. I don't know if you saw his post on X, but he's, first of all, he's a menace. You got to follow him if you're not following him on all social media. But I forget what account posted it. I think it was some account for like an Australia company, because LA Knight is there doing some press stuff, and he was holding a koala bear, and then Drew McIntyre just like screenshotted a post from some animal website, and it was basically just like, you can get chlamydia from holding a koala bear, and it was very funny.
That is very funny.
The dude is on a tear lately, and it seems like he's going to be the guy to dethrone Seth Rollins. Maybe Sami Zayn gets involved in that to make it a triple threat match, but because obviously,
like, that's what I thought was happening at first. I was pretty confident that but like, nothing they have done has made me feel like that anymore. Like, especially after having Sami not go in the Elimination Chamber. But then it's also like it seems like they're kind of stacking up the losses for Sammy to give him that
Building
big
that boy
baby
up.
face. Yeah, building him up for the big baby face triumphant victory. But and it's like you said, I don't know. It feels like it has to be for a world title. I don't know.
And my other thing is like,
maybe it will be against Gunther, and I don't mean to, dude. And I don't know. With that being said, like dethroning Gunther, that would be a big deal. Like
it
easily
would
has
be
been.
sick.
I think that should be used to elevate somebody onto the next level. I don't think Sammy needs it. Essentially, that's all it is.
Agreed.
Like he deserves it. He don't need it. Give it to somebody who needs it, who could benefit more from it. Sammy doesn't need it. He's already got the crowd behind him. He's already a star. So,
I mean, dude, and like the other thing is also I feel like Sammy would be a good first challenger for Drew. It feels like he's kind of would be first in line.
yeah.
If Drew wins the title. So that's also the other thing is like maybe they just wait until after Drew wins, but then is he not going to do anything at WrestleMania? Like he's one of your biggest baby faces. You got to have him do something. Maybe he loses in some sort of match. Maybe they team up. He teams up with Kevin Owens, like you said. There's a lot of unknown with Sami Zayn, and there's also a lot of unknown with guys like Randy Orton, AJ Styles. You know, there's a lot of question marks. Bianca Belair. There's a lot of unknown, and it's exciting. Don't get me wrong, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I like being a little over a month out, or maybe more, a month and a half ish out from like a show and not knowing what's going to happen. Like that's how you know they're doing good, is when you can't sit here and predict every single match a month or two.
No,
advance.
seriously. I mean, and obviously the Punk injury threw a wrench into a lot of plans, because it definitely felt like before the Punk thing happened, then it was going to be Cody and Roman, and Punk and Seth, and Drew and Sammy, and but now things, especially with The Rock coming back and Punk getting hurt, and now things have gotten a lot more confusing. But if one thing is for sure, and that is Sami Zayn needs to be in a big time match at WrestleMania.
Agreed. I think they can pull it off with Gunther.
I think so too, and I think they could build the Gunther one. But like you said, I don't think Sammy needs it. I just would prefer it to go to somebody who could benefit more than Sammy would benefit, just because Sammy doesn't need it.
Agreed. And what do you think Randy does?
I think they're gonna do Randy versus AJ.
That would be sick.
There's a little legend versus legend type vibe going on.
Hell yeah.
That's my it's kind of what I want them to do.
You think we're getting Jade versus Bianca?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Jade versus
that's
Bianca.
Gonna be the direction, especially because like Bianca hasn't been doing much lately. She hasn't been involved in any like super big feuds, so it kind of seems like they're just like waiting. We're assuming Becky won the Elimination Chamber. But honestly, I could see any of them winning, especially because Raquel just got qualified as the final participant in the match.
Bro, if it's not Becky, I will be shocked.
Agreed. Especially after the face-off at the press event.
Yeah, I was going to say, bro, they had the face-off. They had a face-off on Raw. Like, it'll be a big swerve if they don't.
Who do you think drops their title at Mania? Roman,
Logan. Bro.
I know. There could be a lot, but that's also, I don't think there would be that much.
I think Rhea's keeps her title.
I think Rhea holds it. I think Io drops.
I think Io drops it, but I could see Io retaining.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting Seth to drop it, but I could also see Seth retaining. You know what I mean? Like,
Do you think
it
Priest
wouldn't.
cashes in?
Nah, not at Mania.
Not at Mania?
Nah. I think there's too much else going on. I think that would just kind of take away from the moments at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it would take away from Drew's moment, assuming he won the chamber, assuming he's gonna win at Mania.
So I'm gonna say, let's say the Kabuki Warriors keep their titles.
Okay.
That way we can keep a title on somebody.
Do you think there's any shot that like Bailey loses to Io, but then Mercedes returns, and then potentially her and Bailey go after the tag titles?
Nah.
Agreed.
Isn't she about to make her debut?
Apparently. For
Isn't that
AEW.
tonight? Or am I tripping?
Nah, it's in March.
Oh, word.
Yeah. Who knows? I could also see it just not happening, but it seems like that's kind of the likely place she's going to end up. But man, you think Logan.
Well, they're
drops
doing
it?
like a special. Yeah, I think that's the only reason he keeps it right now. I think that's the
Agreed.
only reason he's had it for this long is to have him lose at Mania. To LA Knight probably.
Seems most likely. I think.
Yeah.
Man, I wish Gable could be in a position in a story just to win the U.S. title. I mean, I think there's a lot of really good stuff they could do with Gable as U.S. champ. Maybe they get there, but he's
Totally.
obviously on Raw. I think Gable could be someone that is going to dethrone Gunther.
No, I can 100%
Seems like
see.
they could be going back to our boy Gable. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Especially
And I
got
would
a big
100%
win. Big win on
Yeah,
Monday.
big
Gable.
win for Gable.
Building momentum
And it seems
back.
like it seemed and he was like a little more serious. That's what he said. He said it's back to show the people I'm about Chad Gable is priority number 1 right now.
Yeah.
So that would be huge, man. You know I'm all for Gable taking it.
Oh, thank you. Bro, all those people at the link. I mean, and you talk about going from one.
I'm sorry. I just laughed so hard thinking about this shit. I gotta pull it up, dude. Did you? Oh my god, I laughed so hard from like. It's a clip of, bro, this old Shield clip where Roman screams at like the top of his lungs.
I don't think I've seen it.
All right, listen to this.
Because on Sunday, the Shield is going to drown you. Believe that. Believe in the Shield. Because on Sunday, the Shield is going to drown you.
Wait, watch it. Dude, it was so aggressive. I saw it. I was laughing so hard. Shout out to whoever posted that on TikTok. Quick shout out to Tribal Darkness.
Shout out to Tribal
I don't know.
Darkness.
That guy might be a piece of shit. Tribal Darkness might be a fucking huge piece of shit. But he shared a very funny clip of Roman Reigns saying, "Believe in the Shield," and I don't know. That made me laugh so hard.
Bro, man. So, man, I'm very excited for Roman versus Cody. I think they're gonna do what we thought last year. I think Cody's coming out with Brandy, DDP, his whole entourage, his dog, like they did the one time in AEW.
What about Dustin?
Yes. I know it may be kind of crazy. It may be a little far-fetched, because
Hopefully, man.
they apparently they didn't get him in on the Cody Rhodes doc because he was like signed or something. I think if Cody says, I want Dustin there, I think Dustin's going to be there. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to be in the sequel doc, which if you didn't know, they're in like the middle of making the second Cody Rhodes doc, and it's going to be friggin' awesome. So I am very excited for that. Again, there's a lot of uncertainty on the road to WrestleMania, and I like how they're stressing that. A lot of different interviews and segments. A lot of different wrestlers are talking about how they don't know how they're going to get to WrestleMania. Nothing's for certain. And I think that does a really good job at sort of playing at how big WrestleMania is and how nothing's really guaranteed in the WWE. But we're going to leave it at that. You let us know some matches you think that are taking place at the WrestleMania or at WrestleMania 40 and comment your favorite moment from Elimination Chamber, and we'll respond with ours. With that being said, I'm Mark Izzo, he is Dylan O'Brien, and this has been another episode of the Burning Hammer Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.